Hello, hello. I am Coach Anjalon Wimbush, and I am here to tell you about the Lotus Life. So, welcome to the Lotus Life Self-Care Coaching Q&A. I welcome your questions. I do have some that were sent to me, and so I will be answering those at the end. I will begin with an overview and just kind of explaining the Lotus Life concept and just where it came from, a little bit about me, and I'll go over what my program has to offer. If you have any additional questions following the presentation, go ahead and email or message me when you get a chance, and I will get back with you as soon as I can. All right, let me go ahead and share my screen. So I'm going to share the Lotus Life. All right, present full page. Okay. So, welcome to the Lotus Life Self-Care Coaching Program. This program is near and dear to my heart, mainly because it derives from just a multitude of different experiences that I had over the years. And just that in combination with being a licensed therapist and social worker by nature, school social worker for 25 years. I just kind of felt like I want to help others. I want to help others develop this. So the Lotus Life is my baby. It's kind of like it's under my Positive Steps 10 umbrella because my Positive Steps 10 LLC, which is my main business, is actually a self-care resources business. So I do lots of things. I have journals, I have workbooks, I do presentations. So, under that umbrella is the Lotus Life Self Care Coaching Program, and that's what I'm talking about with you today. The motto for the Lotus Life Self Care Coaching is be resilient like the lotus. So, let me tell you a little bit about the lotus flower. The lotus flower comes from a messy, dark waters. It's muddy, it's dirty, it's murky, so it's not clear at all. Kind of like our mind is sometimes when we're going through a lot of different things. And at the time when I was introduced to the concept of the lotus flower and learn more about the origin, actually, my best friend, she probably doesn't even realize how much impact that was on me, that conversation we had. But she introduced that to me. She was just like, girl, we are like lotuses because even though we went through all this messy stuff, all these things happened to us, we still coming out, we blooming, we blossoming. And I was like, that is so true. We are like lotuses. And that gave me like the drive to just like push through some of the things that I was going through. Not in a negative way where I'm like, oh, I'm pushing through and I'm just barely making it and hanging on. But like, okay, this happened. Let me keep going. Okay, this happened. Dang, let me process this and keep going. So the lotus mindset is what it is. The Lotus Life is a mindset. And that's why I invite you to join the Lotus Life movement because if you have that mindset and you pair it with self care, you can continuously build your resilience and you'll keep going through each obstacle and trial and adversity that you experience. You'll come out learning more about yourself. So it's not necessarily that you're learning about life or learning about other people, and you may do those things along the way, but you're with yourself all the time. And so you want to learn more about yourself. The next thing I want to talk about is, oops, next, I want to kind of go over the overview of our program because while there's different packages that are available, most packages do include these things. So, one-on-one coaching sessions with me, complimentary journals. So, I have all different kinds of journals. and I hope that you can see them. Um, but I have guided journals as well as blank journals. So we're going to be able to write in them and just process things. I have journal prompts that are a part of the program that are allowed for you to just write in your journal and process it. And this will be your library, the library of you. This will be the book of you. This will be your resource. So you get the journals, you get your resources. And that's what I'm hoping that each Lotus will be able to walk away with saying, yeah, I learned more about myself. I grew, I learned more about myself and came through with resilience. You'll have access to self-paced materials if that's the package that you end up purchasing. There are live weekly community meetings. So we're going to be meeting together live where we will be going over different things that have to do with living the Lotus life, such as our self awareness, such as setting boundaries, such as learning to cope with different things. So there are 8 different things that we can kind of learn together. So depending on what your package is and how long you will be in the duration of the program will depend on what you have access to. But everyone gets access to the private Facebook group. And in the private Facebook group, I'll be able to upload some of those things and give you access, and they'll be available for you, like maybe following the next day. None of our lives are going to be recorded. All of this is private, so you have to be there. You have to experience, you got to be in the room so you can feel the energy, so that you can be a part of the discussion and you can ask questions right there. Um, and we also have access to the WhatsApp. So the WhatsApp is going to allow for us to communicate in between sessions. So not only will you have one-on-one sessions with me, depending on your package, you may have maybe up to like 8 different one-on-one sessions with me. Or you could participate in learning with us each week in our live weekly sessions for community, or you can interact with us on Facebook or WhatsApp. The next thing I want to share with you are the 6 pillars of self-care because we're not focusing on everything. We don't want to overwhelm you. I don't want to overwhelm you. I want you to know what area of your life is really your main focus. So, up to 3 areas that I'm going to say is doable. 1 to 2 is preferred, just because I want to see you make some gains. I want to see you heal because I want to see you make progress. And I think the best progress is usually made in little short spurts. So we have spiritual self care, mental self care, physical self care, financial self care, emotional self care, and social self care. You will have access to resources and tools that will support you in these 6 pillars, but you can select 1 up to 3 that you can actually focus on, develop goals, create systems for, and that will be your way of building resilience with the little things that you do. I want you to understand that when you join the program manual will have many of the tools in there for you. Like I said, if your package comes with the self-care if your package comes with the self-paced materials, you'll have even more resources at your fingertips. But your program manual will have mostly everything that you need in order to make progress towards your healing. It will have the to-do list. It will have the benefits of self-care, explaining what self-care is. It's more than bubble baths and manis and petties, ladies. Your self-awareness prompts, boundary setting prompts and tools, checklists, self-care activities, and goal setting. And this is all things that you can discuss with me in our one-on-one time, and they may be assigned as homework. So even if it's something you didn't even think of, you're like, "Oh, I don't need to look at that. And if we're talking, for example, and you're trying to focus on your mental health, and there happens to be some comments that are made repeatedly about how your finances are just like weighing on you and contributing to your poor mental wellness, then I'm going to suggest that you look at the budgeting tool and look at your expenses and track those things. And that's so that I can help you learn that they're all interconnected. Like our mental, our spiritual, if things happen, it's going to affect us spiritually, emotionally, in our heart. It's going to affect us physically. Everything that we experience affects us in those many different areas. It's not just one area, and that's why people struggle, is because they hold on to those things. But we're going to learn to let go and to just be aware of what's going on. And that self-awareness is going to be huge for you. And that's why I think the program is important. And that's the secret to the program is the self-awareness. The next thing I want to do is making sure I support you in developing that self awareness through self discovery. We're going to be journaling together, and that's part of the live weekly community meetings that we'll be having online. Mindset, and just developing the mindset to help us move forward. Prompts you need, recognizing your weaknesses, recognizing the impact of your choices and your behaviors and your thought patterns, developing your goals, checking off goals, making new micro mini goals so that you can make progress towards your bigger goal, recognizing your strengths and using them to support yourself. That is part of being in this program, and that is part of the Lotus Life. We are also going to be looking at your routines. What are your current routines? What do you need to do different? What do you want to include? What do you need to maybe change or eliminate altogether? And that includes your nutrition. And I am not a dietitian. I am not a nutritionist. I am still working on my own self as in that area. However, I do know that it's a choice. It's all by choice. These are choices that you make daily. And what's driving you to not make that choice or to avoid making a choice altogether? What's causing you? What's getting in your way? What's causing you to procrastinate? What is the obstacle? That's the self-awareness piece. And then let's build routines with what you realize, like, I need this in order to nourish myself. I need to be able to do that in order to reach the goals that I have for myself. So it includes exercise, which we will be doing, being intentional and having that intentionality when you make goals and when you do things and when you manage your time and your routines, morning, bedtime routines, evening routines after work. How are you de-stressing? Is it just going to happy hour, having some drinks? Is it going to walk your dog? Is it going to sleep? Is it writing in your journal? Is it doing nothing? Is it running errands for everyone else? Like, what does that look like? And is that supporting you? And does that align with what you want in your life? Is that aligning with your goals? Is that fulfilling you? If it's not, let's change it. Let's see where we can tweak some things. Some things are inevitable now. I was a single mother for 9 years. I am now currently happily married, but I was a single mother for 9 years. And I do know what it feels like to do everything by yourself. Because even before then, I was still functioning as a single parent. And I was doing a lot of things by myself, picking up people by myself, taking them to all their activities, paying for everything. Like, it's a lot. So I understand. So that's why I'm like, we got to be able to debrief because we have to be there for our loved ones, got to be there for our kids. I was a caretaker for my mother, so I have to be there for my mother. I have to do all of her things. So all of that and take care of myself. And then now that I'm a wife, I have to take care of my husband. So, and I don't mean like as in a servient way. I'm talking about being a partner. I have to be an active partner. I can't just be like, yeah, I'm married, but I'll never do nothing with you. I hardly see you. I don't talk to you. We don't play anything together. Like, I'm being an active partner. So what I'm saying is we have to nourish that. We have to sometimes we have to use our calendars and schedule time. This is what I'm going to do. This is what I'm going to call this person. And now my kids are grown and my kids are out the house. I am transitioning into an empty nest, you guys. So you'll learn more about myself as we meet. But yeah, this is a transition in itself. When you have grown adult kids and you trying to support them in their activities and in them learning how to adult and being there for them and still spending time with them. It's important checking in with them. It's important to maintain those relationships. And then with my siblings, trying to do things with them and cousins and friends. And yeah, so we all over the place, but we have to be intentional and we have to have a calendar and we have to have a routine. So yes, that's part of the Lotus life. Building self compassion. We build self compassion by nourishing relationships with ourselves, with our mental health, with our spiritual health, with our physical health. Like, what does that look like? We have to nourish that. Can't just be like, yep, I want to, feel better and be healthy, but you're not doing anything. You're not aligning yourself. You don't have no routine. You're not even trying to implement anything that you've thought about. You don't have no goals. So, nourishing relationship with yourself. Learn how to nourish a relationship with your stress. So the reason why I think stress us out so much is because you may be an overthinker, which is me. You may be someone who you're nonchalant about things, but things still stress you out because you hold it in your body, and so you feel it physically in different ways. And so there's different ways that you can have a relationship with stress. You can move with it, you can dance with it, or you can push against it, you can deny it, you can try to push it away, and it keeps popping up. So having a new relationship with stress is going to benefit you, and then nourishing your relationship with others. We are human beings. We need each other, and that's a part of self-compassion. Just realizing the human nature of ourselves and of others. Like, people want to be validated, people want to be heard, people want to be involved. People want to belong. So, nourishing relationships with others is so important as well because we're human beings and we're not born to do things alone. We want to belong. We want to feel validated when we feel things, and we want to have discussions and have some reciprocity when we're talking with people. But you can't do that by yourself. So, that's why we have the community available for you. Also, that includes having grace, gratitude, patience, kindness, exercising self love, doing affirmations, and practicing mindfulness. Now, being a social worker by trade and in my heart, I am also including therapeutic exercises. So this may include some strategies like CBT or DBT, and that may also include some art and reframing our thoughts and um, just developing a new relationship with our mental wellness. And when I talk about therapeutic art, I hope that you are not intimidated. I am not an artist. I just love to do crafts. And I used to do it and where I want it to look like something. Now I don't care. So it is what it is. That may look like painting, building, coloring together, drawing things. And you'll be amazed at like what colors, what shapes you choose, why you chose that, what made you draw that, what made you choose that coloring sheet. So many different things can go into your art that are reflective of where you are and where you want to be and where you need to be. Okay, this is my favorite part, the movement part. So I want to make it clear that this movement part can be purchased alone. Like, if you all you want to do is just get together and move, let's do it. That's called the planted mindful movement. It's a grounding experience. It's where we get together and we do different movements every week. So it's a monthly package. It's something that we need because it's community, it's reflection, it's self awareness, but it's also moving. So we're taking care of our physical self. Like I said earlier, our self-care and these six pillars are all interconnected. So we're going to be moving, either like some free movement, dancing, we're going to be doing some hustles, we're going to be doing some yoga, some somatic yoga, we'll do some stretching, we'll do some maybe some low impact, maybe high impact, whatever we can do. And we'll be able to share with one another like things that we want to do physically. We're not doing it for the whole hour. It will be 1 hour a week, but what we're going to do is for like 20, 25, maybe up to 30 minutes, we'll do a physical exercise. And then we will follow it up with reflecting with one another, like what that meant to you, or how your body feels, or what you need to do to continue that momentum, or maybe just a reflection of, I just needed that because I needed to just do it with a group. I know I'm someone who I love to exercise. Um, I don't, I'm not consistent with exercising by myself. I do like to exercise in a group. So I think this is just a great way for people to do it, but to get that benefit also of journaling. So, we want you to bring your journals, that we can do this, at the end of each time together. And it's just been impactful. I've done it before, offered this before, and I got really good feedback. And I want to continue to offer this now on a monthly basis. And like I said, this does not come with anything else. It's just this every week. It would be 1 hour of us communicating and exercising together and journaling together. And that's a 1 hour weekly, every month package. So this is your invitation to join us, join the Lotus Life community. It's weekly, it's virtual, it's interconnection of all the different self-care things, interconnection with one another. You are not alone. There are other women, other ladies that have similar experiences as you, who also have things to conquer, to overcome, who want to either prevent or overcome burnout, who want to get unstuck, who want to build their resilience, who want to thrive and bloom and just keep up with the momentum of the progress that they've made in their life, including myself. If you are interested in becoming a part of the Lotus Life program, I'll make sure that the links are included below, and you can schedule a one-on-one clarity call with me. That way I know what materials to send you, and it will be really just curated for what you need as an individual woman. So for the Q and A's, like I said, I have some of them were emailed to me, and I will share what they are. So one of them, the first question that I received is, what is the difference between therapy and coaching? So just to be clear, I am operating as a coach in this capacity. However, I am a licensed therapist. So I do provide both, only in Michigan. Both kind of like intersect. However, for coaching, I am a facilitator. I am facilitating your change. I am introducing you as a coach to skills, um, to resources, and holding you accountable. Where with therapy, I would be walking with you and kind of helping experience those emotions and processing them and digging deeper and in the past and kind of keeping you stabilized mentally and emotionally as you go through different things. The coaching is more temporary, so it's going to be for whatever your package is. The packages that I have are usually like 30 days, 60 days, or 90 days. And then that's the duration of our time together. And then you would have to repurchase to continue. Or you can continue on with just the like one-on-one coaching for a different fee. Um, yeah, so that is the difference. The second question is, what does a coach session look like and how often do we meet? So let me give you an example of what it looks like. So again, with the Lotus Life Self-Care Coaching, you will always have access, depending on your package, you will always have access to the live weekly community sessions that will actually be on Zoom. They won't be recorded, but the replay will be available on Facebook maybe for a day or two following our live Zoom. And then you will have to join the next week to be a part of the other one. And that one is way more interactive. So those are opportunities to really get involved, to get engaged, and to get the most out of the self-care program. However, you will also have the one-on-ones with me, and then you will also have um, the opportunity for the mindful movement planted, the grounding exercises. Those will be separate from the live weekly community because, like I said, that planted series is actually its own package. That meets monthly. So, but anyone who is a Lotus is invited to join and also participate. So you have actually three different ways you can connect with me during the duration of the package. Here is an example of group um, what group sessions would look like with me as well as one-on-one sessions. So as you can see, a group session with me would include a greeting, making sure we're collectively breathing, one or two word check-in, a round robin question, which is everyone gets a chance to share, offering of guidance, whatever we're learning or doing at that session, the discussion around like processing what we just did, review or takeaways, um, mindful reading and reflection, because I like to always leave with like a quote or verse or something that we can kind of like contemplate on and just like really think about after everything we experience, and then another one or two word checkout. And this is just a general overview. It's not exact, and we like to leave a little. I like to leave a little flexibility in case things change or people want to continue to have conversation and things like that. So it's flexible, but this is the main framework. A one-on-one session with me includes checking in, having collective breath together. Lotus Life's client, the Lotus will share their homework that they've been assigned, and if it has been done or had they had questions about it, any feedback or guidance that I need to do, any mindful reading I need to share, um, the assignment of the next steps and the next homework, and also any questions or concerns can be discussed at that time. And like I said, the different sessions that we may meet weekly are most likely going to follow this guide, but it could vary, it could veer off. And there may be some times where I may spontaneously be like, hey, I've been having a lot of questions on this topic and I'm going to address it as a group. So let's hop on at such and such a time and do it this. But it could be on goal setting. We might talk about or do activities for self-discovery. We might talk about or do activities for setting boundaries. We might create routines together and kind of talk about our habits and what we want to change and get ideas from one another, different systems we can develop and build. We will probably do a self-compassion assessment and talk about that. And learn more about how to cultivate self-compassion, building support with our loved ones and family, and how we can maybe even have a script or dialogue with them when you do need to protect your time. And just learning what your own support looks like. What do you need? And just talking about the commitment to the process because I have learned that it's easy to be like, and I, just through my own training, it's like I know what needs to be done, but sometimes you're just not committed to do that. You're not ready for it, or you need more accountability, or whatever it is. But just talking about any challenges with that, what that may look like, and also best steps forward. So, like I said, they could be changed, maybe tweaked a little bit, but we're most likely going to do exercises and activities and have discussions around these different things. And so, all of the information, like I said, will be in your workbook, and you can definitely look in the welcome packet and see, like, what do I need to do? What is my next step? I have it listed out for you. And if you have questions, you are more than welcome to email me or text me or jump in the WhatsApp and ask the other ladies, what are we supposed to be doing? What do I just purchased? I don't know what's next. I don't want you not to have your materials. So if you need your materials, make sure you email me or you message me and let me know so I can send them to you. The third question is what support is between sessions? I'm going to say the WhatsApp, the the Facebook group. Those are the different resources that you have, as well as you can email me with any individual questions if you're not sure what to do for your homework or anything like that. And then the final question is kind of like two questions. It says, what changes can I expect if I work with you, and how will I know if it works for me? Well, I just say, as a Lotus, you can expect some form of clarity, um, some type of change to your mindset, um, maybe even gaining more self-awareness. And with that self-awareness, with that clarity, some form of transformation in how your mind relates to stress, relates to different things happening in your life, relates to how you feel about yourself. Something's going to change depending on what you focus on, one of the six pillars, and the work you put in and your participation level. All of that is contingent upon you, but the expectation is that I'm going to walk alongside you and facilitate that change. And so those are the things you can do. So, and you also learn additional coping skills and how to manage stress and how to set those boundaries. And you'll also have accountability partners, which is the community, which is me, which is, even figuring out that you can hold yourself accountable. So, yeah, if you have any questions or any more concerns that get in the way of you moving forward, just let me know. So, thank you for your time. Thank you for your inquiry about the Lotus Life Self-Care Coaching Program. And as always, be resilient like the lotus.